So today's Friday and we're wrapping up a very busy week at the office. A lot of phone calls, and I noticed that we practice law all over the state, and there's different trends depending on activities, time of year. But one of the more common types of trends is the transition between the summer, people that go to Lake Havasu in the summer for the river on the boat, and then this time the weather is just amazing here in Phoenix right now. In Arizona, and so the weather gets really nice in Lake Havasu. So then we start getting residents coming for part of the year and living in Lake Havasu. So the demographic changes considerably. But one way or another, Lake Havasu is hands down the strictest city in Arizona when it comes to DUIs. And every year we represent probably 50 people for DUIs, and then another 50 people for other various offenses, domestic violence, disorderly conduct, etc. out of Lake Havasu. And if you're coming from California or another state and you get arrested, we represent people. Majority of our clients that live out of state live in California, sprinkle in some Nevada residents and some Washington residents, but we've represented people of Alaska, you name the state we've represented. They're in somewhat disbelief about the reality of the situation in Lake Havasu. So Lake Havasu police are looking to arrest people or pull people over for a DUI investigation, whether you're coming from BJ's or the river or wherever it may be. They're looking for reasons to stop people anytime after 10 o'clock. And the first thing, one of the more common reasons we see is an improper turn. So you don't make a right turn into the immediate lane, you go into the number 2 lane of traffic, which is what we do all day long. If you look at any of the streets right now, it's noon and people are making that turn, but it's illegal, and the police officers use that for a reason to stop for a DUI investigation. And then as soon as they stop you, if either you admit to drinking or they smell alcohol, boom, it turns into a DUI investigation. And we get calls, people say, oh, I did fine on the field sobriety test, on the test to determine whether or not they're impaired. I did fine, I aced them, I did perfect, 100%. Well, you may have, but here's the deal, is the officers have these little checklists, and they're going to say that you failed all of them, and use that to support your DUI arrest. And in Lake Havasu, I kid you not, if you are arrested for DUI, you could be looking at up to 45 days in jail. They don't do home detention, any kind of house arrest. It is extremely difficult, fines and penalties and jail time. And without a lawyer, navigating these waters is treacherous at best. Look, I know you don't want to spend, if you're watching this and maybe you received a DUI, right? Or your family or your friend did, you don't want to fork over the money for a lawyer. But in a situation, a DUI situation like Havasu, it's a necessity. If you have the money, if you have the means to afford a lawyer, you absolutely have to do it, because you will be taken advantage of. They could sentence you to 45 days in jail. It's not worth it. Let us get to work. Let us do our jobs. Let us demonstrate to you why we're rated one of the top DUI law firms in Arizona. So if you're watching this, you're arrested for DUI in Lake Havasu or in Parker or in Quartzsite, Mojave County, La Paz County, give us a call anytime. Our consultations are always free. 602-980-1987.